LECDA USA Convention 2025 and LBLM Paradise Vision 2050 has dominated the LBLM media sphere for the past 2 months, and people were anxiously waiting for what Mr. Etienne Pascal, the CEO of LECDA USA, and his team has been preaching, inviting LBLM funds from Cameroon to the United States of America, including the parliamentarian, the president of LECDA EU, and other delegates. The conclave meeting was one of the key items on the agenda to define and outline the practicality of what it will take to realize that vision. And Dr. Awache Nkemzi, who was the rapporteur, has this to say.
Okay. From my point of view, based on all the discussions there, the funds were committed to this vision, as well as our honorable parliamentarian Bernard Forju. They were all on board with this 2050 vision, and I could see the expression in people's faces that they're committed to this vision and they're willing to support it. So we need to find a way forward, but I could see that we're committed to making this vision come through. So we're trying to now figure out the next steps. People felt free to express their concerns and challenges that we might face, and so we're going to look into that to come up with like a blueprint of things that we will do, putting into consideration all the challenges and the opportunities that we can use to achieve this LBLM Paradise vision. But most importantly, the commitment from everybody will take us a very long way, and that's the impression I got at the end of the meeting, that we're all committed to the 2050 vision.
Okay, thank you so much for your time.
All the delegates, including the funds, were committed to some of the following suggestions, such as forming a commission made up of key experts from across different fandoms, LECDA's chapters and branches from different countries, revamping LECDA Cameroon, and continuity of the LBLM Paradise project. The key 5 sectors within the scope of LECDA, which will transform LBLM to a paradise in 2050, include healthcare, education, agriculture, economic impact, with communication being on top of the list. The delegates adopted the high-speed internet project, citing that high-speed internet located at the headquarters of each of the 3 subdivisions of LBLM will boost economy, education, including research, distant or online learning, and dissemination of information is crucial for every community.
How do you come up with this idea?
Yes, I mean, as we sat down to really brainstorm, we were thinking about what can really transform the community. And given that we are in the era of knowledge economy, yes, that is, we saw that will have a huge impact. That is, we think about intellectual property rights, we think about knowledge and innovation that is actually driving economic growth in most countries. We think about it in that context and say, okay, we happen to institute this internet, bring this internet to the community, free internet, then it's going to have the most impactful development in the community, because we really need to move past this whole idea of thinking about development only immediately in terms of something really concrete that you have to see. If you see benches, you know that the LECDA has done something. You see a building going on, no, LECDA has done something. But in order to get there, to start doing those tangible things, you have to start with internet, high-speed internet. That will
so would it kind of one where maybe people can get it for commercial uses, or would it be for community services or community centers?
No, it will be for, we start it first of all for community service, right? And then in that process, you have individuals who are coming and using that free internet to really rethink about their businesses, or even think about new ideas of how to expand their business, or even start a business, right? In that process, when they establish business.
Discussion went further into telemedicine, a medical process where medical personnel would provide consultation and counseling via video call to a patient in the LBLM without relocation.
For those that do not know what telemedicine is, what is it?
Actually, my presentation today on virtual medicine, which some people call it telemedicine, is access to medicine right from the confine of your home. You don't need to be physically present to see a prescriber or any member of the healthcare team. So that speak, it will be possible that if LECDA adopt the telemedicine approach with high-speed internet and looking at the Vision 2050, and we are able to get consult service from Ndumoted, Lewo, Bechati. All you need to do, dial in on your phone, call the telemedicine hotline, then you get to exchange, you lay your complaint or get to see a provider that gives you consult services. That is great because it reduces the cost. Transportation is like you bring medicine right in the confine of your home. And another good thing is the provider can even tell you how to do therapeutic management to manage some of the conditions, because not all conditions you actually need to go to the hospital to take care of that.
According to Chief James Afua, the man who started with the 5 years LeBLM development plan, said with just a little effort, LeBLM Paradise will become a reality, starting with high-speed internet service, with all hands being on deck.
I feel absolutely great. This has been truly great progress, because if you remember, you were in Maryland when I was fortunate enough to be the keynote speaker.
Yeah.
When I spoke about the Vision 2028, in fact, at the time.
Yeah.
Everybody was elated, people were excited, and then when they came back, after they put the board in place, they said, no, that vision is so absolutely wonderful that we can take it to the next level. So why don't we have a 25-year development plan? And so now they coined it the LeBLM Paradise Vision 2050. And so now you've seen from there to now we have this wonderful occasion here in Tucson, Arizona, and we've seen what has happened here. The presentation and where we're going is just remarkable. It's great progress that was made. As you can see again, James Afwe, Fotula, and as we all know, and you saw the presentation that we did here, covering the broad picture of everything, and then Professor Mike Ndemnu, who was the former CEO of LECDA, presented a detail on what we can do with internet connectivity. And we'll put that in place. I mean, the whole world is open to LeBLM sons and daughters. So we see, sometimes we think about big projects and all of that, but it's right here in our faces. We say, no, this is what is available, and you can actually use it to be a catalyst for everything else. And we believe internet connectivity for all of LeBLM sons and daughters will be that driver for change.
Meanwhile, the CEO gave an overall impression of the entire event, excited with the enthusiasm from all the delegates and the need for every sons and daughters of LeBLM to come together, while acknowledging the Fund of Fontaine for asking the bank people in public to join LECDA.
An overall appraiser from you, particularly.
Yes, Director, I look tired, but right inside me, because of the outcome of this convention, I have a new boost of energy. It has been a very, very successful convention by all measures, and I remain thankful to everyone, beginning from Your Majesties from LeBLM, those who drove for 7 hours, like those who drove from California, and people who drove for 2 days from Maryland, just to come and ensure that we have a successful convention. And it speaks to the commitment that we need in order to realize the LeBLM Paradise. It's not an easy thing to achieve, you know. It requires resilience and commitment. And the different individuals who contributed towards the success of this convention just demonstrate that, you know, it is a success.
Yes.
And there is the take-home message. Director, the theme of this convention was achieving a BLM paradise through unity and development. You know, and the different actors have to really explain that, like what Your Majesty, the Fund of the War, in his keynote address. He dissected that. So I am happy. What is the take-home message? That is something that I was really thinking. What are we going to tell people that the take-home message is? There is this preach for unity from our custodians, begging the BLM sons and daughters to come together, and they did that by example. They came together themselves. So it's great.
They see, in addition to that, there were some details, because you remember people have been asking questions. What is the project? What are you really doing?
The creation of internet hub in the BLM, and we are anticipating to start with 3 hubs in the 3 subdivisions, is going to be a game changer, because with internet comes a whole lot of things. We live in a global village. Somebody can go live in a BLM, and if you have reliable internet, you can actually work in America living in a BLM. And the internet services will also come with a lot of advantages, like people doing research, hospital without walls, see what the Kudo is doing, the health campaign. People fly from here to Cameroon, but if you have reliable and fast internet in the BLM, you can see to a health campaign with just the medical professional back in the BLM and the other medical professional here. They do telemedicine, and still give our people good medical care without going there. So the internet in the 21st century, if you give people internet, it will even be better than good road, in all honesty, because the needs of the people change with time. Not downplaying the importance of good road, but to survive in the 21st century, people have to we have to catch up with technology, and we cannot do that without internet.
CEO, I think you are exhausted now. We'll follow up with you. We'll continue to have update from you post-convention. I think this conversation will have to continue.
And Director, if I end here without appreciating the BLM people for the fundraiser, some people were not here, but they were here in spirit, and they contributed enormously. We had more than 25,000 before even coming to the hall today. That speaks to the commitment. And I forever, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of all the BLM people, I want to extend my profound appreciation to all those who donated. And last but not the least, I want to, Director, express my gratitude to the BLM funds. They came here because they are passionate about the development of the BLM. They came here to support LECDA USA, but I must not discount the fact that they also have some respect for me as the person leading this organization, because if they did not have that respect for me, they would not have come here. So my last gratitude goes to all the funds of the BLM.
Yeah, once more, we want to thank you for the dedicated work that you do for your community. Again, we appreciate that, and we'll continue to have updates from you.
Thank you.
Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
There were many other presentations and speeches emphasizing the need for peace, unity, and collaboration within the BLM community. And one of the key take-home messages is to build a high-speed internet in the BLM. Enes Kumba for Gaza Media.